why would I be surprised? Why would I be shocked that anything like cheating would be embezzlement? Like, what is you're gonna embezzle? Like, what's the big deal with cheating? If you're even remotely aware of what's going on concerning education news, you've undoubtedly heard the story about the Praxis cheating ring that was discovered in Texas. Now, I wasn't even going to cover this story because it has been covered to no end elsewhere, but I decided to do a deep dive and found out a few things which you might find interesting. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of this story, but then also tell you what else I found out which wasn't covered in the latest news stories. So, reporting here on CNN.com, this headline reads, Circle of Greed, How a $1 million Teacher Scheme Left Hundreds of Uncertified Teachers in Texas Classrooms. This was published on November 4th, 2024. Happened probably a week or so, maybe even more before this date. Doesn't really matter. All right, it's been covered. It's a tired subject already, but I got some things to say. So this guy here in the picture is Vincent Grayson. Picture shows him during basketball practice. Now this guy is a veteran teacher in what people are calling the ringleader of this cheating ring. So this is the guy that was in charge of everything, Mr. Vincent Grayson. Shame on you, sir. Now let's take a look real quick at just how this cheating scandal worked. It says here in the article that Grayson was usually paid $2,500 by teaching certification candidates to have their exams taken by an impersonator at testing centers, where he paid proctors about 20% of that sum to facilitate the cheating, prosecutors said. Grayson allegedly made more than $1 million from the scheme. That is a lot of money. Certification candidates would arrive at the testing center, sign in, and leave. And a few minutes later, Nicholas Newton, the proxy tester, would sit in their seat, take and pass the test, Levine said. At times, Newton allegedly took more than one test at a time. Now, how is all this possible? Well, like I said, this is a test cheating ring. You had this guy Grayson involved. You had a proxy tester who came in and took the test for whoever signed up for this service. You had people in the training center where the testing took place that were in on this, who allowed this to happen. You also had an assistant principal or two who referred candidates to Grayson to have this service done. So you had all kinds of people in on it who were all located somewhere in the field of education, willing to cheat to get people into these teaching positions. And now, at least I think all of them, if not all of them, most of these key players in this scandal have been arrested, and there is a witch hunt to search for the teachers who are uncertified. If you look down here, it says that there's a scramble to find the teachers who cheated. It says now local and state education officials are working to find the falsely certified teachers. If it is determined that any teachers currently working in HISD participated in this scheme or passed their certification exams fraudulently, we will take swift action to terminate their employment, Elizondo said. Now, that is absolutely absurd. Okay, just the entire thing, because not only do you have these educators who, are supposed to, as people say, stand for this high value in society, to live by high morals, high ethics, who have created this cheating ring and gotten a lot of people into the education system who are not legally certified, but they have cheated their way in. And now you got people that are saying that we're going to hunt them down and find them and remove them from their positions amidst a nationwide teacher shortage. Okay. All of this is just, it doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I really don't have too much to say on that in particular. Other than the fact that I don't condone this kind of behavior. The last time that I cheated was my junior year of high school. Basically, we had this honors civics free enterprise class that was extremely difficult. And the way we did it back in high school was there was a person who had the class before I had the class, and some of my friends had the class, and the teacher allowed us to take the test and put as many notes that we wanted on a note card. So you could write everything that you wanted on your note card, and you could take it and use it to take the test. And so whenever the person who took the test early in the day, they took it, they wrote the answers down on their note card as they used it legitimately in class to take the test, but they would also write the answers down and then just pass the card off to other students. So we would know what the answers would be by the time it came for us to take it later on in the day. And I mean, do I regret that? It's difficult to say. I mean, I'm a different person than I am now, and that was the extent of my cheating. So I can't say that I'm completely innocent here, but this is not something that I would do these days. And, I took the Praxis already and passed it legitimately. I was exempt from the Praxis 1 because of my ACT scores. ELA, took it my first time, passed. PLT, I went through a Master of Arts in Teaching program, MAT program, took it at the end, passed, not a big deal. So I got nothing to say on it. I'm not judging other people. I would just say that this is not something that I would do. I don't think that you should do it. That's it. But so I want to talk about some other things related to this. And before we move on, I do want to ask you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on content from Classroom Camp, because I'm going to be bringing you lots of hot topics, lots of interesting stories and content that you don't want to miss out on. So go ahead, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. But let's go ahead and go on to this next bit. Now, I wanted to do a deep dive into Praxis cheating because, I said, well, what is it like? Are there cheating services out there? And what actually prompted me was I spoke with someone about this particular incident, and they said, you know what? They told me, they said, I've been struggling with the Praxis. I haven't been able to pass it, but someone that I know came up to me and offered to take the test for me. So this person that I know knows someone who is a proxy tester, apparently. And I was like, I can't believe people are doing this. I can't believe that this is actually happening, and that I am connected with people who are connected with people who are in on this kind of thing. Like what in the world? So I said, well, let me just go and do some research. And one of the first things that I came across was this article. This is from back in 2012. It says, on CBS News, public school teachers cheated on certification tests for 15 years, authorities say. Now, this is from back in 2012. 2012, that's more than a decade ago. And they're saying here for 15 years. So this dates back to, let me do my math, to the 80s. What is it, 1987? Something like that? Wait a second. Not the 80s. The 90s, 1997. Okay, see, that's how bad I am at math. Now, if I had to take the math Praxis, give me a call. I might need you. But no, in all seriousness, That's a long time ago, back to the 90s. I was like 80s. That seems like a long time. I don't think they were doing these kinds of the online tests. I don't know if they were in the 90s either. But anyways, here's what the article says. Over the course of 15 years, teachers in 3 southern states paid longtime educator Clarence Mumford Sr. to send someone else to take the tests in their place, authorities said. Mumford received a fee of between $1,500 and $3,000 to send one of his test ringers with fake identification to the Praxis exam. In return, his customers got a passing grade, according to federal prosecutors in Memphis. The aspiring teachers then used the test score to secure a job with a public school district, an indictment alleges. It's a pretty lucrative business, it looks like. Similar pricing as to the one we saw here, $1,500 to $3,000. This guy Grayson, in the most recent scandal, he was charging $2,500, and he ended up allegedly making over $1 million on this. So, people are willing to pay to secure these positions, is what it looks like. And it's been going on for a long time. And, it makes me think, this guy, shocking that this thing has happened. But I guarantee you that there are other rings out there still. This sort of thing is going on all over the place. And what's unfortunate, really, is that there's a nationwide teacher shortage, and people were begging people for teachers. We're begging them to come into the field of education and teach at our schools, yet they cannot pass these tests. A lot of people cannot pass the Praxis. They don't know the content. And I don't subscribe to the idea that, because you haven't passed the Praxis, that doesn't, and you're not qualified or certified on paper, that you aren't a good teacher. I'm not going to go that far. I think there are lots of great teachers out there who, they may have some gaps in the content area, who are struggling to pass these Praxis exams. So I'm not saying that the Praxis is the end all and be all. Because you think, oh, we got all these uncertified people, these people who cheated, who are teaching our students, and they don't know what they're doing. That's not necessarily the case. It's not necessarily the case. So I'm not going to say that. But maybe you think differently. Let me know down in the comment section before you leave. But one last thing that I wanted to look at here. So, amidst the fact that it's going on all the time, it's probably still going on. There's probably still people out there hiding around the U.S., state to state, doing this test taking stuff. Everyone is in on it. Well, I said, I want to see if I can cheat on the Praxis. If I were to try and do this, how would I find somebody? And so I did some research, and I found this one website here. It's called No Need to Study. And you can find it on noneedtostudy.com. And it says here, how to cheat on Praxis. Take the pain out of passing Praxis. Genius Tutor connects into your computer and answers while you pretend to take the Praxis. Pass any Praxis fast by cheating. In business 10 plus years, 100% money back guarantee. You can even watch this video here of this, this nice looking lady that's like, she looks like she's, I'll just show you what I'm talking about. It doesn't
running out of time to study for the Praxis test.
Okay. It just looks like a normal person. It's not like, and she gives you this whole thing like, oh yeah, we can do this. We're great at this and all this stuff. So yeah, this website, noneedtostudy.com, you can go here if you wanted to. And I actually went as far as to look up reviews, and other review websites have given reviews, not the best reviews, because like they said that, they just said that it was like the people who they worked with, they wrote essays, and like they didn't care much about plagiarism, because these companies, they will do your writing. If you have an essay to write, they'll take a online course. If you're taking a course, they'll do a proctored exam. They'll do a lot of different things. They have all kinds of different services that they offer. You can see here, GRE, Praxis, blah blah blah, take my class, just a bunch of different stuff. And then there's another website here that I found. It's called Pay Someone to Do. PaySomeoneToDo.com. You just put your phone number in here and bam, they connect you with someone. You get a quote in 10 minutes. All right. And it says here, 6+ years acing homework, proctored exams. Okay. So they'll take the Praxis for you, apparently. They'll do all this stuff. And this one actually had better reviews from what I saw. But yeah. Now, would I use a service like this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And 100%. Because I love education. That's why I'm in education to begin with, is because I myself love education. I love learning new things. Right now I am studying I'm studying curriculum and instruction. I'm eventually going to have to write a dissertation, and it is a journey for me. Yes, it is a daunting task, but it is a challenge that I am having to take on. And that challenge is what I need in life. It gives me a sense of a goal and a purpose that I can go towards, and I enjoy that kind of thing. The same with testing. Okay, I look forward to that. It is the test of my ability and what I have learned. So I study for these things. I love being able to do it, to be able to experience it, and it is against my values, despite any of the things that I have done in the past, as far as high school. Just forget all that. I love this kind of thing, and it is against my values, against my belief system. And the person who I knew who told me that they knew someone who told them that, I said, I'd stay away from that. And they were like, yeah. And, that person that I know, they also have a high value system. And, I applaud them, and I'm grateful that I have people I know who are like that, who are close to me, that share those same values with me. People know that if they come to me, they're going to get it straight. And I'm not someone to mess around with. But anyways, all right, like I said, I'm shocked, but at the same time not shocked that these things are so big. I'm shocked that I can find this sort of thing within arm's length of my inner circle, but then not really shocked that this sort of thing goes on, because I know that there's a lot of corruption in education, specifically where I live. Last year, 3 principals in a neighboring district were arrested for embezzlement and things like that. So, why would I be surprised? Why would I be shocked that, anything like cheating would be, embezzlement? Like, what is, you're going to embezzle? Like, what's the big deal with cheating, So yeah. But it's been going on for a long time, since the 90s, not the 80s. And it's probably all around you. But do I encourage it? Absolutely not. I do not condone this kind of behavior. I would say study, do it right, because it is the journey. It is the journey in life that is the most rewarding, not the end. And that's all I have to say on that. So what are your thoughts on this? Let me know down in the comment section below. Have you seen this sort of thing? Do you know people who are, cheating on the Praxis, getting their way through illegitimately? Let me know. Also, make sure you like this video if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it. Subscribe to Classroom Camp, because I'm going to be bringing you some interesting news stories that you don't want to miss, with commentary that is just even more I don't know, just even more stuff that you don't want to miss. So hit that bell notification button. And yeah, that's all I've got for you in this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.